Welcome to today's lesson. You will need a composition book for notes and a pen or a pencil. Today we're going to talk about percent equations. Percent equations are very similar to the proportions we used in class, where you will have to set up a proportion, solve it for the equation, and then find your answer or PEA. So let's take a look at a percent equation. We're going to have two types of percent equations. You're going to have a word problem and you're going to have a statement. The first one we're going to talk about is the statement problem. This one says, what is 10% of 49? Whenever you want to solve a percent equation, you want to use the same proportion for each one. In a percent equation, you're going to use a proportion is over of equals percent over 100, where you take each part of the statement and plug it in. You will get your 100 always stays there. And then the percent always goes here. So what you'll be looking for is your is and your of and your percent. You will only have two of those, and you will have to find the third setting up for proportion. So let's take a look at my 10% of 49. The first thing I like to look for is a percent. Do I have a percent in my problem? Yes, it's 10%. So I know that when I set up my proportion, which looks like this, that my 10 goes here. Now that number's been used, so I'm going to go ahead and scratch that out so that I know I can't use it again. So the next thing I want to know is if my is in my problem. Well, is there a number next to the word is? Not right now. There was, but it was a percent, so it can't be used as the is. So that means that that's what I'm looking for. Is there a number next to the word of? Yes, 49. So that means that's my of. So now I have my proportion. I need to solve it using my PEA or P. So that gives me 100x equals 490, which gives me x equals 4.9. So let's take a look at another one. 3 is 25% of what? I want you to pause and try and work this out and see what you can do. Okay, let's take a look at that. Is there a percent in my problem? Yes, 25. So once the 25 is gone, I have my is or my of. Is there an is in my problem? Yes, 3. So what means I'm looking for my of. Set up my proportion. I should have had 3 over x equals 25 times 100 over 100. And now I can P. 3 times 100 equals 25x. So x equals 12. Good job. All right, let's try another. In this type of problem, this is a word problem. You use a similar proportion, except instead of using is over of equals percent over 100, we use part over whole equals percent over 100. Now, it's very important that you notice that the part and the whole could be different, and sometimes they don't make sense. You can't just automatically assume what the numbers are without reading the question. Let's look at this question. Tom earned 80% on a test by answering 20 questions correctly. If each question was worth the same amount, how many questions were on the test? The question is saying that 80% of the test is the 20 questions. So when I look at my part and my whole, I know that my percent is going to be 80. I want to know, is my 20 a part of the number or all of the number? Well, what am I looking for? Part of the numbers on the test or all of the numbers on the test? I'm looking for all of the numbers on the test. So that's my whole. So this is where my x goes, and this is where my 20 goes. So my proportion looks like 20 over x equals 80 over 100. Okay. That should have been 80, not 25. Sorry about that. So let's P. We got 80x equals 2,000 and x equals 25. So 25 is not my answer. Why? Because I've got to label it. 25 questions is my answer. So I want you to try this one on your own. See how you can come up with your answer and bring it to class on Monday. Have a nice evening.